Good afternoon and welcome to the Tameside Reporter Sports Show. We're bringing you highlights of Curzon Ashton's defeat at Stockport County on Tuesday night and looking ahead to their game at Chorley tomorrow. Our other teams in Tameside also begin their season tomorrow, and we've got interviews with local boxer Charlie Schofield and cricket legend Omar Henry. So we're starting with Curzon Ashton this week, who got their season off to a flying start here at the Tameside Stadium last weekend. A 4-0 win over North Ferriby United took them to the top of the National League North, the highest position in the club's history. They were looking to build on that impressive win at Stockport County on Tuesday night, but things didn't quite go to plan. We were there on a miserable night for the Nash and spoke to Curzon fan Oliver Newell before the game.
So Ollie, obviously it's his second game of the National League North season. It's Curzon's third consecutive season in this division. How excited are you for the forthcoming season?
I'm really excited, yeah. I was a bit apprehensive losing three of our main players last year in Hackambert and Matty Warburton, who's gone to Stockport, and Ryan Hall. But we've brought some really good signings in. We look quite solid. We had a fantastic game on Saturday, beating North Ferriby. So yeah, I'm really excited.
So just how good was the game against North Ferriby? 4 goals scored, none conceded, fantastic result.
Yeah, we look really solid. I think at the back, compared to last season, we look really sort of controlled. Steve Howson, who's come in from Salford, big leader, won loads of headers, and going forward we created loads of chances. So yeah, it was really good performance.
Brilliant stuff. And of course you've got Max Leonard from Glossop North End. He scored 17 goals for the Hillman last season. Even though he's made, a two division step up, do you think he's going to be a good fit for Curzon?
Yeah, I mean, he's got a similar style to Matty Warburton, who made the same step up a few years ago. He came from Main Road and absolutely shone. He's at Stockport now, so he just fitted in really well, had the similar sort of style to Warburton, scored goals, looked clever on the ball. So yeah, really excited to see him develop.
So regarding Matthew Warburton, he obviously made the switch to Edgeley Park over summer. Were you bitterly disappointed to see him go?
I was. I thought seeing him go to Salford last season at the start and coming back, I thought he would have given us a bit more time and sort of played the season out again, but good luck to him. I mean, it's up to him where he plays his football, but
fair enough. All the best. And obviously you've also got 2 other former players in Connor Hampson and Sam Walker. How important were they in Curzon's side when they were at the same time?
I mean, they were 2 of our main players in the past few years. And Sam was our captain, our leader, someone who I feel like we've never replaced. He was just the main man in midfield, really. And Connor had been involved in the club since he was a young player in the youth team, so it was really disappointing to see him go last year, but again, I wish them both the best of luck. Yeah. Okay,
fantastic stuff. So as for the season itself, where do you think Curzon are going to end up?
I mean, the main aim for us is to avoid relegation and consolidate our position in the league, but I always have an aim of getting in the top 10, especially since the first year we finished 11th, and I thought we just missed out the last few games, so for me, I want us to finish in the top 10.
Okay, fantastic. And just finally, a prediction for tonight's game?
I'm going to go 1-0 to Curzon.
Brilliant stuff. Cheers, Ollie.
Thank you.
So all eyes were on Matt Warburton as he made his home debut for Stockport against his former club, and he was in the thick of the action straight away with a shot from the edge of the box that forced a smart save from Cameron Mason in the Curzon goal. In the 4th minute, some good pressing in midfield saw the ball break to Niall Cummins, who set up his strike partner Max Leonard, but he dragged his shot wide of the goal. The new boy had another opportunity just 10 minutes later. From a Curzon free kick, Cummins again provided the pass to Max Leonard, but he couldn't adjust his feet and fired wide. Stockport took the lead on 21 minutes, the Curzon defence failing to deal with a cross in from the right hand side, and the ball broke kindly to Stockport midfielder Harry Winter, who couldn't miss, and the home side went into the break 1-0 to the good. So at half time then, it's Stockport County 1, Curzon Ashton 0, that Harry Winter goal separating the two sides. Mark, it's not been a great showing for Curzon so far.
No, it's not, especially given they're coming on the back of a 4-0 victory on the opening day of the season against North Ferriby United. You know, I thought they put a lot more on show in that first half. They're going to have to change it at half time if they're going to get anything from this game.
Lee, what does John Flanagan need to change then at half time?
He needs to change something. For me, they've been very ineffectual down the right hand side, and while they've not had much possession, the little possession they have had, they haven't done much with it. They need someone that's capable of holding the ball in the midfield and sort of moving that into the attack.
So Mark, in the first few seconds almost, we saw Matty Warburton in the mix of the action, showing Curzon what they might have been missing. What's you made of his performance against his old club?
Well, like you said then, in the opening 20 seconds, he could have scored against his former club, and what a bitter pill that would have been to swallow for those Curzon faithful over there. As for his performance in the first half, I think he's done pretty well. He's had a few chances, and maybe he'll score a few more in this second half.
Wait, the few chances that Curzon have created have gone Max Leonard's way. What you made of his performance so far after his 2-goal debut on Saturday?
That's what I was going to say, 2 goals last weekend, but tonight he's not been quite as effective. To me, he doesn't look that fit. You spotted him limping out there, and he doesn't seem to be getting on the end of those chances.
So then, gents, half time 1-0. What are we predicting for a full time score? Mark,
me personally, I'm going to go for 1-1 tonight.
Lee?
I think Stockport will increase the lead. I'm going to say 2-0.
So, two very different opinions then. We'll find out who's right at the end of the game. Just 2 minutes into the second half and things went from bad to worse for Curzon. It was bound to happen, wasn't it? Former favourite Matt Warburton struck a fantastic free kick into the top right hand corner from 25 yards out to double Stockport's lead. It was a great strike, no doubt, but could Cameron Mason have done better? The game was effectively ended as a contest on 55 minutes. After a long ball upfield, Curzon once again failed to clear their lines, and the ball found its way to Jason Oswell, whose first time effort made it 3-0. This sweet free kick from James Bailey forced a wonder save from Ben Hinchcliffe in the Stockport goal, but that was as good as it got for Curzon in the second half on a difficult night for the 44 travelling Nash faithful. So full time here at Edgware Park, it's finished Stockport County 3, Curzon Ashton 0. A pretty abysmal night for the 44 travelling Curzon Ashton fans. We've just spoke to Ollie outside, so let's hear what he had to say about that performance.
We just didn't turn up today, I don't think. First half, we showed them too much respect, we didn't want to play. And then second half, we had a few chances second half. I thought 3-0 down, if we would have got 1 or 2 of them away, we would have been back in the game, but wasn't to be.
Now, Matty Warburton scored an absolute wonder goal, a free kick, top right corner. Firstly, do you think Cameron Mason should have done better? And secondly, was it a bitter pill to swallow?
I mean, my view is obstructed a bit by one of the pillars, but it was very similar to a goal he scored for us against Warrington when we beat them 5-1, a similar free kick that curled in like that. But yeah, it had to be him, didn't it?
Now, you've got Charlie away this Saturday. Are you going to be going to that game, and what do you expect from it?
Yeah, I'll be there. I think if there's any game I didn't really want after that, it'd probably Charlie away. It's a really tough place to go. But we beat them 3-0 last season. So yeah, hopefully we can go and turn it around. I'm sure we'll be up for it. Yeah.
Brilliant stuff. Well, hopefully they'll put in a better performance than tonight, Ollie, and best of luck for Saturday.
So guys, we're pretty frustrated with that performance, and rightly so. It was, like we said before, it was pretty poor from John Flanagan's side.
I think that's being kind, Tom. I thought it was a lifeless performance, and especially considering they came to Edgeley Park tonight on the back of a 4-0 victory over North Ferriby on Saturday. Very poor performance.
So what went wrong on the night then, Lee?
I can only echo what Mark said. 4-0 at North Ferriby and now going down 3-0 here. It was disappointing, obviously, for the travelling fans. I just think the little possession that Curzon did have, they didn't do anything with it. There was no one there who was very creative. It was a very lethargic performance. They were too slow, I thought. The only shining light was it took them 3 goals. They had to go 3 goals down just to get going. And once those 3 goals had gone in, they started to play a little bit better. They got a good few balls in the box, tested the keeper from a fantastic free kick. So I think there's signs of recovery there and something to be positive about going towards Charlie at the weekend.
Yeah, just to pick up on Lee's point there, saying that they played better in the second half. Maybe the big crowd here at Edgeley Park had something to do with that. Maybe the pressure was off when they went 3-0 down. Who knows? All we do know is that it was a pretty poor performance.
So the major talking point of the night, something we predicted we might have to talk about, Matty Warburton scoring against his former club, and Mark, what a strike it was.
What an absolute wonder strike it was. Top right corner, absolutely beautiful, and it must have been a bitter pill to swallow for those 44 Curzon fans.
Well, you know, Mark said at the time he thought Cameron Mason in the Curzon goal could have done a bit better on his side from the free kick. Do you agree?
I do in a way. It was probably the right height for the keeper to save, but it was right in the corner. Interestingly, we saw a better free kick from the Curzon player in the second half. That was a fantastic save, wasn't it?
So looking ahead to Charlie away on Saturday, what does John Flanagan need to do now to pick up his side and get a better result?
They've just got to play a lot better than what they did tonight. I know it's stating the obvious, but now looking at it analytically, you've got to, sort that defence out at the back. I thought they were very loose back there tonight, and you've also got to attack a lot more. I think, as Lee said, in the midfield department, they just didn't create enough tonight, and it went to show, didn't it, really?
I know we were excited to watch Max Leonard after his 2-goal debut against North Ferriby on Saturday. Lee, what did you make of his performance?
Like you said, I was excited to see him because obviously we know him from last season at Glossop North End, and I was a little bit disappointed, but to me he didn't look quite 100% fit. We saw him limping a little bit early in the first half, and obviously he didn't finish the game, so I'm not going to criticise him too much for that, especially if he wasn't 100%.
So that's all from a wet Tuesday night here at Edgeley Park. It's been a miserable night for Curzon. Let's hope they can bounce back at Chorley on Saturday. So guys, a miserable night for Curzon, but as we mentioned there, they do travel to Chorley tomorrow. Mark, can they bounce back? What's your prediction for the game?
Yeah, you'd think so. You'd think that Tuesday night was just a blip for John Flanagan's side, because we saw throughout last season that they are capable of playing some fantastic football. They showed here at the Tameside Stadium last weekend that they're capable of that fantastic football. So hopefully it is a blip, and I think they will bounce back.
Where do you think they'll win on Saturday at Chorley?
Yeah, I think Charlie haven't looked too good to the start of this season, obviously losing 1-0 to Salford, which is no great loss because obviously Salford are a good team, but they've only scored 1 goal in 2 games now, so I think if Curzon can, if Max Leonard can get on the score sheet, maybe Matty Crowlers again, I think they can win.
Just regarding Chorley, obviously last season they did lose in that playoff semi-final against Halifax, so they are a good side under Matt Jansen, but like I said, John Flanagan's side equally as good, so it's got all the ingredients to be a cracking game.
And the games are coming thick and fast for Curzon. They're back here at the Tameside Stadium on Monday night against AFC Telford. Mark, Telford struggled for much of last season, so are Curzon favourites for that one?
Yeah, you'd think so, wouldn't you? Although I think Telford have recruited well over summer. Like you said, they did struggle last season, but if they've bounced back over summer, made some decent signings, then who knows what they'll be like.
So let's head across town and talk about Ashton United now, who received some awful news this week regarding midfielder Ryan Crowther, who tore his medial cruciate ligament in a friendly against Radcliffe Borough and is out for the season. Mark, Ashton manager Jody Banham said he's absolutely devastated by the news, and rightly so, because Ryan's one of Ashton's best players.
Yeah, rightly so. Along with Matthew Chadwick last season, a lethal strike partnership, they scored more than 35 goals, so that will be a huge void to fill, but Jody Banham has filled it slightly. He's brought in forward Jack Dyche from Scunthorpe United, who was of course there twice last season as well.
So Lee, do you think Jack Dyche will be enough, or can you see Jody Banham going back into the transfer market?
I think Jack Dyche will be enough. He was instrumental last season when he signed, obviously coming on loan from Scunthorpe. Scored quite a few goals in his first spell, quickly became a fan favourite, but then unfortunately had to go back due to injury halfway through last season.
And when he went back to Scunthorpe, he actually featured on Scunthorpe's bench when they made the journey to Millwall, so I guess that shows his quality.
So elsewhere in the Evo Stick Premier Division, Steve Burr has made Stalybridge's Celtic's 18th summer signing this week, signing Hattersley-born midfielder Liam Tong, who played for Cheadle last season. Mark, it's almost a brand new squad at Bowerfold as they look to get back into the National League North. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Massively good thing. 18 summer signings, it needed to be a fresh squad, didn't it? You can't take players from last season's dreadful campaign into this new season. I think Steve Burr's come here with some real impetus, and speaking to Rob Gorski earlier this week, he is really excited.
So Ashton and Stalybridge Celtic both get their seasons underway tomorrow, as do our 4 teams in the Evo Stick First Division North. So for all the fixtures, you can head to our website, tamesidereporter.com. So we're going to talk about boxing now, and local fighter Charlie Schofield, who's looking to make it 11 wins from 11 professional fights on September the 2nd. We went along to Hatton's gym in Hyde earlier today to catch up with Charlie and see how he's getting on in training. Yeah, so Charlie, thanks for talking to us. Before we look ahead to your next fight, we'll look back at your last fight against Curtis Gargano.
Yeah.
It was in July, you got your 10th professional win out of 10. How did you rate your performance on the night?
I really enjoyed that last fight in June. Curtis is a good lad, and it was a good win to get under my belt, and I'm ready for the 2nd of September now, moving forward.
So your next fight is on the 2nd of September. I don't know your opponent yet, but how's training going for that one?
It's good, it's going well. We're at Hatton's gym today, so we've been sparring all over with different lads, and we're ready for it. I'm just fully focused.
And of course, I'm going to interject right now. Obviously, you've just been training back there with an absolute beast in the ring. How was that? It looked pretty difficult.
It was good, yeah. It's good sparring. The non-stop pressure fighters, and it's good. It's making me work harder, and it's a Friday, so I'm knackered. I weren't at my best today, but if I can try and get those performances out there and push through these hard sessions, hopefully I'll be ready for 2nd of September.
So you say it's a Friday. What have you been doing during the week?
We've been sparring all week. It's been a tough week.
And you going to Duff Stones tomorrow?
Yeah, we're up Duff Stones tomorrow, bright and early. Crack of dawn, we'll be up there.
So when we spoke to you last time, obviously you were at Better Bodies Gym in Denton before your last fight. Now you're at Hatton's Gym. Just why?
Yeah, no, there's not a switch in gyms or anything. I'm still at Better Bodies. Yeah. My coach is still Rob Rimmer. It's just that today we're sparring at a different venue. We like to travel about and get different sparring partners in. It just keeps me thinking, keeps me fresh, and it's a test every time.
So just coming to a different venue like Hatton's Gym, freshen things up for you?
Yeah, it's good. It's a change of scenery. It's a different 4 walls, and it's good banter as well. Meeting new lads, and it's good. Boxing's a good circle to be involved in.
Sorry, so your fight's about 3 weeks away now.
Yeah.
Just sort of how much will training sort of intensify in those 3 weeks?
Yeah, these next 2 weeks now are going to be really intense. I'm going to be full of bumps and bruises and whatnot, and it's going to be tough. But I'm ready for it, and I'm always in the gym, so I'm always fit. It's just upping it now for these next 2 weeks, and then a nice wind down week, and then we've got to work on the 2nd of September.
Now, the last time we talked, you had a sponsor for food. Is that still going?
Yeah, the girl's called Beth, who does my food sponsor. She's currently in a rebrand of a company, but she's a massive help on on the diet side of things. It's great. I can't thank her enough.
Well, Charlie, thanks for talking to us again. Good luck on the 2nd of September.
Nice one, lads. Thank you very much.
You do Tameside proud again.
Cheers, boys. Thank you.
So Charlie is giving away 2 tickets to his fight on September the 2nd in Manchester, and 2 of these Team Schofield t-shirts. To enter that competition, just head to his social media channels on Facebook and Twitter and like, share and retweet the post. Mark, we saw him sparring with an English champion in that video there. He looks in really good shape.
Fantastic shape ahead of his 11th fight. Obviously looking to make it 11 wins from 11. Lee, I know you describe his opponent as a real beast.
Oh, it's terrifying. The sound what they make when they connect is unbelievable. But I think Charlie looked good. He was quick. He was moving in and out. Good jab. So yeah, I think he should be all right.
So good luck to Charlie then on September the 2nd. I'm sure he'll do Tameside proud once again. So finally this week we're heading back to Micklehurst, who saw the return of club and cricket legend Omar Henry on Saturday. It's been 25 years since Omar was last at Richmond Hill, but within seconds it'd like he'd never been away. I spoke with him about his time at the club and his unique career.
I was here possibly the last time around about 90, I think it was 90 or 92, I think that was the last time I was here.
And how does it feel to be back?
Well, it seems like yesterday I was still playing here.
Picked up where you left off with most of the members.
Yes, the faces looked exactly the same as I left them, and it's as I walked into the ground and I looked at the field, it just seems like I was playing here yesterday,
And what are the standout memories of your time? You spent nearly 2 years at Micklehurst, so what are the standout memories?
Well, I think the people itself, to talk about them even today speaks volumes for their character and what they've meant to me when I came here the very first time. And then also, what we've achieved together in that short space of time. It's lasting memories, basically.
So your 243 not out is still a record here. I know you've just looked at the picture. Is that something you're proud of?
Well, I think, when it happened, it was a great achievement, and it was in a season that I think everything just came right, and the club was playing good cricket, and we won the league, so it was meaningful.
And I know you're in Manchester obviously for the test match. England lead 2-1. Looks to be doing pretty well in this test as well. What have you made of the series so far?
Well, it's been an up and down series, England had good games and bad games, and we had good games and bad games. Whether we can pull it off this one and play the draw for the series remains to be seen, but it's going to be tough, and I reckon it might even be turning tomorrow, which is going to be even more difficult for us to get close to that score. But I'm hoping, I think, for South Africa's sake, I hope we draw the series and go home and recover from that. But if we're going to lose, it might just be very difficult to come back though.
So to listen to the full interview with Omar Henry, you can tune into Tameside Radio at 6 o'clock tonight for the Sporting Spotlight with myself, Mark and Lee.